Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the candy shop. I know I'm an avatar today, but I am actually back home in Atlanta with my mom. And so we live out in like the outskirts of Atlanta. We don't live in the city, it's like the country. So our Wi Fi comes in and out, it's intermittent. And so I didn't want to have that weird back and forth look while giving you guys the tea on Love and Marriage Huntsville. So that's right. As you guys come in, be sure to like this video, subscribe, and put it in the comment box. I'm out here all the way in the outskirts in Atlanta, but let me know, where are you watching from? Where are you joining from? Put your candy canes in the chat box, and we are going to get into it with all things Love and Marriage Huntsville. We can talk about the last couple of episodes and everything in between, and the link is already dropped. If you want to join us, it is the pinned link, but I'm going to wait until we get to about, let's get to 25 likes on this video, and then we can have somebody come up. But without further ado, let's get into it. So this last episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville, I will have to say this. You guys know how I feel. Hey, Sharon, what is up? Hi, sweetheart. Hey, Sharon Redmond. She goes, hello, Candy, my love. Hey, how are you? Thank you for coming. Ooh, thank you. I know I'm an avatar, dun, but I'm doing it for you guys because I don't want that weird, sometimes Restream and StreamYard, if your connection isn't really strong, it'll do that weird thing where you're talking, but your mouth is kind of stunted. So I didn't want to do that to you guys because I'm out here in the cuts. Me and my family, we live in the cuts. And so I'm visiting for a little over a week, about almost a week and a half, 2 weeks. Still came on for you guys, but I didn't want that weird lag that sometimes Restream and StreamYard does if your connection isn't strong. And since we live out here in the sticks, we don't have the strongest connection, but I am here for you guys. I've missed you guys, and we are here. Hey, Takia Warren. She goes, hello, Candy Canes. Hey, sweetheart. How are you? Hey, Just the Tea, please. She goes, hi, Candy Washington, everyone here. What is up? Shout out to my girl, Cotty B. She is always holding me down. Yes, Just the Tea, please says, hi, Cotty. Hi. Hello, Candy and the Candy Cane, says Sharon F. Hi, how are you doing? That is right. I am out here in the sticks of Atlanta. But we're going to get it. We're going to hold it down. Young says, oh my God, he popped on my TV. Almost scared me. Hey, Young Rich. Oh no. I don't want to scare you, sweetheart. But thank you for coming through. And yes. Hey, Connie V. She's dropping some candy canes. Yes, she is saying hello to Just the Tea, please. Young Skinny said, Young Rich Skinny says, you at Giselle's house. Let me tell you this. We're going to get into it because right after this live, we'll take a break and then we're going to hop into the Real Housewives of Potomac. And then tonight, don't forget, it's our ladies lounge night. We're doing it an hour later. So if you are on the East Coast, we'll be live at 9:30. If you're on the West Coast, that's 6:30. And we'll be over on Cotty B's channel. I've already pinned the link to the video in my community tab. So we'll be over at Cotty B's tonight, and it's going to be after dark. So anything after dark you want to talk about, little bound chicka bow wow time, let us know and join us tonight. It will be me, Candace from the Candy Shop, and Cotty B. No, I'm not at Giselle's house. My family's house is actually finished. And it's a real house, but we live out in the sticks. I will actually post some pictures in my community tab when we wrap up so you guys can see it. Yes. Hey, Sharon Redmond. She says, yeah, hi. Connie B says, how are you doing back? Let's see here. Younger says, oh, you said Atlanta. Must be Sheree. Oh, no. Why are you trying to clown me, Young Rich? Why are you trying to clown me? No, it's cool. You can clown me. No. We live out in the sticks. We live out and it's really nice. When we go for drives, we get to see a lot of cows and horses. And my mom has this really cool friend here where she will go and get fresh eggs from their chickens and all that fun stuff. So it's nice to be back home. Nice to see my family and have some downtime, but I am here with you guys. Hey, BJ Des. Hey, Candy the Kitty Canes. I've been missing your lives and watching the replays. All good. As long as you come through, that is what I like to hear. And that's right. If you are watching this on a replay, show me some love. Like the video, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and put down in the comments what you think about the episode, what you think about the recap. All good. Shared Reminiscence is After Dark membership only. At the current moment, no. So get in on it now. After Dark is not membership only right now. So before it becomes membership only down the line, join us tonight, subscribe to all of us, and have a good kiki. And don't forget to share with your friends. That is right. Hi, House of the Princess. What is up? She goes, hey, Candy, I haven't been here in a while. I know. How have you been? What is up? What is up? Thank you for coming through. All right, you guys. So let's dive into it. We're going to do the recap of Love and Marriage Huntsville. So this last episode, and I would even say the episode before that, you guys know how I feel about Tiffany and Lois. And I know his name is Lewis. I think it's Lewis. But sometimes I call him Lois, and that's no shade. I'm not trying to be derogatory. I just don't know, for whatever reason. Sometimes I just call him Lewis. So Tiffany and Lois, whatever. Okay, so Tiffany and Lewis, I was less bothered by them during this episode. You guys know me. I am not here for Tiffany and Lou. I think that they are trying too hard. I think they're pretentious and self-righteous, and I think they're fronting. I don't think we've actually seen the real them individually, and I don't think we've actually seen the real them as a couple. But for this last episode, they didn't bother me that much, and I actually kind of agreed with some of the stuff that they were saying, particularly to Martel, while he was having his little little man temper tantrum, and Tiffany. I warmed up to her a little bit since she shared, because I told you guys she was hiding something, but since she shared that she was adopted, didn't find out till she was 18, she had a baby at 19, all of this stuff. So I was happy that Tiffany shared her truth, because that made her human, and that made me like her more, because before I felt like she just kind of had this pretense up and no sense of timing, no sense of read the room. So she still has to work on that, but it did make me like her a little bit more. But let's get into Tisha and Marceau. So Tisha and Marceau, I liked what the therapist said. I think he shed some light on Marceau's domineeringness at times and kind of wanting her to stay barefoot and pregnant and in the house. He's like, well, maybe he feels that the more dependent you are on me, the less likely it is that you will leave me. So he's kind of doing that out of fear of losing her. And then I also liked how the therapist said that Tisha needs to work on validating herself, not as a wife, not as a mother, but as a human being. And I think we've all been seeing that and saying that when it comes to Tisha, because she's extremely codependent, extremely passive aggressive, extremely needy, and extremely enmeshed with her mother. Like their identities are basically one at this point, but we've seen her start to grow. So I think that the therapist really hit the nail on the head on all aspects of that. And I like how Maurice is kind of the voice of reason when it comes to the men in this aspect, where he's like, okay, my brother is telling me that he's been depressed for over a year. His symptoms are the same things that I am suffering from. So maybe what I have been calling stress or just how life is actually depression, is actually unhealthy. It's actually dysfunction. And so I applaud Maurice for kind of having this self-awareness to say, hey, I need some help here too. You know, we're brothers. We grew up in the same household. If you're suffering from these patterns, I might be suffering from the same patterns too. So I really liked how Maurice is taking accountability. He's trying to get the guys to go to group therapy. He's trying to get his brother to go to therapy. So I really like that. I really applauded that. And I have you know me and my conspiracy theories. So I have a theory as to why Kimmy and Tisha were beefing so much. And I'm going to get to that. But that's kind of where I fell when it came to Tisha and Marceau. But do you guys also notice how Marceau always defends Melody? Like literally in any situation, he will come to her defense anytime. I don't know what's going on there, but I've definitely seen it. What else is going on? Oh, another thing with Tisha and Marcel. I want to know what you guys think about this because I know what I think about it, but I was shocked and floored when Tisha was telling the story about her and Marcel got married, because I always thought it was a different story. So what Tisha now has been saying is that this life was chosen for her. It wasn't the life that she chose for herself, that she wanted to be the boss babe. She wanted to be a career woman. She didn't want to be the wife and a mom just yet. She didn't really see that for herself. But then she ended up meeting Marceau. I believe they were in college, I want to say. And then she ended up getting pregnant. And then she was 4 months pregnant when they actually got married. And so what I gathered from that was she's kind of like, this isn't the life that I saw for myself. This is kind of what happened to me because I got knocked up and then I married the man who knocked me up. But I had never heard that story. But it makes way more sense now, the dynamic that Tisha and Marceau have. How he's so domineering and wants her to be so dependent on him, and then how she goes out and wants to do all these degrees and wants to do the podcast and is now and wants to be that boss babe, and she has the Brown Girls nonprofit that she does and all of that stuff. And how she really wants to step out into her own, and how she was kind of envious of Melody, that Melody was able to be this businesswoman and wife and mother. So now it's all making a lot more sense. But what I believed happened before, and you guys check me in the comments, check me if I'm wrong on this, but what I always thought was that Marceau's whole position was, this was the life we agreed on. This was we made this contract, social contract between each other, that this is how the life it was and all of this stuff. And there was this whole courting period, and it was agreed upon that he would go be the breadwinner and she would be the stay-at-home mom and all of this stuff. So to me, those are two very conflicting stories. There's one story of a girl who wanted to be her own woman and to have a career and to be an entrepreneur and to have her own voice. And then she, got pregnant. 4 months later, she's getting married to the dad. That's a very different story than these two people met. They fell in love. They had this courtship and they came together and had this sort of plan for their lives that Marceau has always been selling. So I don't know if that's what they were saying for TV, and now they're just getting more real about the origin story or their marriage or what. But Tisha telling that story now makes everything make way more sense in how Tisha is, how their relationship is, and what their dynamic is. But I wanted to see if anybody else caught that, because to me that was a big discrepancy, but it made a lot of sense. Okay, so let's move on to Martel and Melody. All right. Them doing the conscious uncoupling, homework that they were doing with the children and the co-parenting homework, that to me was so heartbreaking, because just the kids just being like, oh, I don't want to cry so much. I want you guys to get back together. And, and the girl was like, well, we saw you, daddy, with another woman going in a hotel. It was just really heartbreaking. But at the same time, I was really happy that they were doing it on TV, even though it was with the children, because I think it's a good example of showing people that, okay, a marriage might not work out, a relationship might not work out, but if you have children, you really do need to put the well-being of the children first. And it is okay to seek help to make sure that the kids are okay. And Melody even said that in her confessional, right? She was just like, a lot of times people make up and break up and divorce and get together, but they forget to check in with the kids and to see how the children are coping and how the children are doing. So I really wanted to applaud them for getting outside help with the counselor or the therapist or whatever the woman's title is, but she's a professional in the field. and actually getting the tools to, do the little note cards with the kids and have the conversations and open it up and have a safe space for the children to share. I really applaud them for that, because I think it's a healthy, good example of, you don't need to stay in a toxic relationship, quote unquote, for the children, because it's never really for the kids. It's always for you. Because what's best for the kids is to have two healthy role models in their life, whether or not those role models are married or not, as in parents or the adult figures, right? So that you can get out of a toxic relationship, even if you have children, and then find a healthy way forward. So I really did like that. With that being said, Martel and Melody together, they're still in this struggle, toxic love, fight, pull, push dynamic that is so unhealthy and so bizarre. And they're just going to end up with each other because nobody else is going to put up with that stuff. It is literally insane. And let's see what else is going on. Okay, so Martel, when he had his little temper tantrum, when they had their little day out or whatever, I don't understand how delusional a person has to be. Like, he was the one who wanted to file for divorce, but he let her do it so she could save face, like Kanye and Kim. Like, get out of here, Martel. You are delusional as it comes. I can't even handle that. He was obviously lying. He was obviously peacocking. It was obviously so ego-based. He is so obviously still hurt and still so affected and so bothered by Melody actually divorcing him and doing her music and moving on. It's sickening to watch because it's so obvious and so sad. And just so emotionally immature. And did you guys know that she did a bravo effing bravo? She was like, season 1, roll back the tape. Season 1, roll it back. And they did too. They listened to executive producer Melody S. Holt, and they rolled back that footage where exactly what it said. So that was that. But I'm going to see what you guys are saying in the chat, and then I'll get into the real meat of the episode, which to me was Kimmy and Tisha. And I'm going to tell you why I think Kimmy had such an attitude with Tisha. But let me see what you guys are saying in the chat box. That's right. Oh, Sharon Redmond said, hi, princess. Yes. Yay. That's right. Hit the like button. Thank you so much. Princess says, hello. Hi, Candace Lane. She says, hi, Candy. Hi. How are you, sweetheart? Hey, Sherman, you call him Lewis because his breasts are bigger than yours. Yo, my kitty games be wildin'. I love you guys, but I mean, where's the lie? Where's the lie? I didn't say it though. I didn't say it. Hey, Candy. She says, hey, Candy. Hey, the candy shop. What is up? Hey, Cardi B, show some love to my girl, Candy. That's right. Show some love. Hey, Cardi B says, hey, at the candy shop. You guys are doing it. House of the Princess, just the tea, please. I love it. Hey, Cardi B says, the candy shop. See what you guys are saying up in here. The candy shop said, don't say they want each other. LOL, Candy. I love it. Hey, Sandra Richardson. She says, hey, everyone. Hey, sweetheart. Let's see. Hey, Young Rich. We know why we've been through this before. This is why Letitia is jealous. Marcel wants to become one, exchange energy with Melody. Yeah, it seems more like Marceau and Melody were more equally yoked. Young says, ooh, hey, reparations. What is up? How are you? That makes so much more sense now. It does, right? The origin story of their marriage, of him and her having been together dating, and then she gets knocked up, and then they get married because she's pregnant, makes total sense of their dynamic and the state of their marriage now. That to me makes total sense of everything, way more than like they came together and had this courtship and put together this social contract between the two of them. And now, what do you call it? And now she's breaking the contract because she wants to work. Boy, bye. Hey, Operation, I did not catch that. Damn, right? Totally. Hey, Rich, I can't see Letitia as being a go-getter. See, I think she's trying to be a go-getter. She does like the podcast. She has like 5 MBAs or whatever it is. She that of the events and stuff. I see her being a go-getter. I think she probably had low self-esteem and wasn't asserting herself as much as she should have been or wanted to, given her circumstances. Because that could take a blow to somebody's self-esteem, right? If you're this young girl, you're in school, you have all these goals, and oops, you're pregnant, and then you have to marry that person. You don't have to, but you do, right? You feel pressured or obligated or shamed into doing it. I could see how that could affect your self-esteem and your confidence 100%. Do I excuse Tisha's behavior? No. Do I understand it? Yes. Hey, Sharon F. She goes, family therapy is key. Yes, it is. Exactly. Hey, Sharon. She goes, pregnancy weddings don't always involve love. Marcel learned to love her, but doesn't seem to be in love. That's what I'm saying, Sharon. Exactly 100%. And that's why it makes so much more sense now. Like, I do agree Marcel loves Tisha. He has love for her, but I'm not sure it is that in love partnership, my person type of love. And now it makes more sense given the circumstances under which they got married. Hey, Young Rich, she goes, you think Carlos fed the kids what to say? I really hope not. I don't think so. If he did, I think it's very clear that Melody co-signed whatever he said to do. So I wouldn't so much say Carlos said it, but maybe Melody did, because I don't think that, from what it seems like to me on that show, Melody and Carlos are lock in step. And especially when it comes to her children, I don't think that he would feed something to her kids without her knowing. I just don't see that. I don't know it, but I don't think so. But it seemed pretty genuine to me, and the kids seemed pretty open. Reparation says, immature AF. I mean, it was hard to watch him. He was having these adult temper tantrums. It was so hard to watch. Hey, Young Rich, also, what was with them white people at Tiffany's event? So all her friends and family is white? Well, this is the thing. I think Tiffany is because not this episode, but the episode before. Remember when Tiffany said that she was adopted because her biological mother was white and her biological father was black, and her mother gave her up for adoption, and her mother kept all of her other kids who were all white. And so she got adopted into a black and white family. So I think the people there probably was her friends and family, because I think Tiffany is like mixed. She's like half white, half black. Hey, Sharon. She goes, oh my God, did y'all see that Mel's brother said about Martel? That feud, I mean, this is the thing. We're going to have to do I want to do another live all about hot topic and what's going on in the world. Now that I'm done with my project and I'm home for a little bit to rest, let's get into it. Rupert says, oh, do tell. I was one of that too. Yes. All right, you guys. I'm about to get into the whole Kimmy Tisha feud thing. So we can see. Hey, Cardi B. She goes, I still haven't watched the show. Girl, you got to get into it. You got to get into it. Yes. Okay, Sharon F says, what difference does it make who filed? They still divorced and both are still hurting. Exactly. Both of them are still hurting, clearly. Martel was only saying that to save, in his mind, he was saving face. In his mind, he was being ego and being like, yeah, like I was the one who filed, or I was the one who wanted to file, but like I let her do it to save face. When the truth is, that's just all ego-based and so immature, because it really doesn't matter who filed or who wanted to file. At the end of the day, you're divorced. And that's just pretty much what it is. Reparation says, ooh, Candy Shop got a new pick. Yes, cutie. Oh, yeah. Yes. Hey, Food D, sending some love. I love you, D. I love you, Della D. Mwah. I love you so much, sweetheart. That's my sister, for you guys who don't know. Hey, Sandra Richardson. I haven't watched the show yet either. What? You guys got to get into it. Okay, but if you guys have watched Rohop, you got to join me. 5 o'clock, we're doing Rohop. That episode, not too much happened, but we can still get into it and chop it up. I bet she resents him like a mug. Yes. You're talking about Tisha, right? I'm sure she does. Yep. The Candy Shop says you are right about that. Yes. And she says, thank you for the compliment. Yay, thank you, reparations. Okay. Yes, okay, Tutu, as you're saying. All right, you guys, let's get into it. Hold on, I have to say hi to my sister. Hi, sister. She says, great show. I love you so much, sis. I love you too. Mwah, I love you. Okay, so that's my sister. Okay, so let's get into Kimmy and Tisha now. Okay, so Kimmy and Tisha. At first, I was confused. I was confused as to Tisha's issue with the group text. But again, that was just Tisha being Tisha, constantly needing attention, constantly needing validation, constantly needing to be the center of attention and to be, affirmed and validated all of the time. I mean, overboard to the point where it's not healthy, right? So I understood that. I didn't understand it because I wouldn't have been that perturbed by it. Like, you sent a group text to 4 friends, 2 friends responded about sponsorship. Oh, well, keep it moving. Like, you're all adults here. If they want to sponsor, they can sponsor. If they don't, they don't. You're going to see them. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Like, Tisha needs to really just kind of grow up there a little bit. So I really didn't understand Tisha's issue with it. Like, what was exactly the problem? And if you didn't hear back from them, rather than complain about it, why don't you just follow up? Like, that's the thing with Tisha. She takes everything so personally. Like, maybe the person saw the text, meant to reply, but got busy. Maybe the person is having money issues in their business and they don't have the money to sponsor you. Maybe it's a conflict of something. You just never know. The thing with Tisha is she's so emotionally stunted. She takes everything personal, like it's against her. Like, someone not responding to the text is against Tisha, and that just shows her lack of perspective, lack of emotional intelligence. Everything is not personal. Just because someone doesn't respond to you does not mean it's a personal thing to you, right? So that was just Tisha being her immature self. So then when Kimmy gets there and Tisha's like, oh, you guys didn't respond, Kimmy already, did you guys notice? And this is another thing that confused me. Kimmy already had the smoke for Tisha. She already had the smoke. So I don't even think that it was so much about Tisha bringing up the group text. I think Kimmy already had something brewing underneath the surface where she was not feeling Tisha. Like, Kimmy kind of came with an attitude. Did anybody else notice that? So I was kind of confused. I was just like, what is going down? Like, Kimmy is mad at this chick. She is mad about the group text. But then when I really thought about it, Kimmy and Tisha have always had their beef, right? As sister-in-laws. They had been really getting along. Then it was the whole thing with Kiowa coming into town. And then it was Tisha talking bad about Kimmy, saying she was a side chick, not doing all this stuff. Then it was Kimmy beefing with Tisha's mom, Miss Wanda. They're getting into beefs and all this going back and forth. And then Kimmy's family, or Tisha's family, going to Kimmy and being like, you need to have her back, even if she's lying, like, still rock with her and all this stuff. So they've had this back and forth. But I think that they had really started to make amends in Vegas when Marceau came out and said that he was depressed and everything that was going on there. So I kind of feel like they really started to make amends and to become sisters and to become friends again. Where I think Kimmy stopped effing with Tisha again is, do you guys remember, not this episode, not last episode before that, go back and rewatch, when it is Kimmy, Maurice, Letitia, and Marceau, and they're talking about therapy, they're talking about all that stuff, and Kimmy was like, I had no idea, and everything. And then they're talking about something, and Tisha was like, well, why don't you talk to me about it? Why and all this other stuff. And then remember when Kimmy made the comment and she was like, well, maybe the wife is the problem? I think that was the moment Kimmy was just like, I'm really done messing with you, Tisha. the stakes are higher. Not only is your husband depressed, but now my husband is also displaying those same level of depression, same symptoms. Now it's a bigger issue. And you, instead of being able to be a part of the solution, you seem to be part of the problem. And again, Tisha, you're making it about you. And what I mean by that is Tisha really was making it about her. Why don't you talk to me? What can I do? When someone is depressed, it's not about you. It's about their depression and where they're at. And as a spouse or as a friend or as a loved one, it's not your job to fix or save. It's your job to support and show up for. And there's a clear difference in that. And I think that's what the therapist was getting to in this episode, the last one. He was like, oh, well, like, do you think you're the cause of his depression? Oh, so he's holding you hostage with his depression. So basically what he was saying was, you're not the cause of anybody's depression. You might be a player in it, a factor in it, but somebody's depression is their own experience that they have to heal from. But she made it about herself. And I think that moment, Kimmy really was just like, I really can't even mess with you. Because Kimmy looked at her and she was like, so do you think sometimes the wife's the problem? And then Kimmy came in this episode, because remember, Kimmy wasn't even in the last episode. She wasn't. So now she comes back to this episode and she has all the smokes for Tisha. She really has no time for her and no time for Miss Wanda. And I think that was like the shift when she realized there's a bigger problem here. And a part of that problem is Tisha. And that's why I think Kimmy really had the smoke for her, because I think Tisha with the whole group text was annoying and immature, but like, what did you expect from Tisha? But I felt like Kimmy's response was a little bit of an overreaction. And she was not backing down, and she was cold, and she was stern, and she was not giving in. And you could see the dynamic between them. You could see just how turned off Kimmy was to Tisha, and you could see how Tisha was just doing her little girl thing that she's doing. And one thing that Tisha did that I thought was so annoying, it was like, you can't say, oh, you plan all this stuff and you have all these events and you don't invite me, but then you don't back it up with facts. You don't back it up with an actual event. You don't back it up with an actual invitation that you did not get. And if you remember, like mother, like daughter, that's exactly the same thing Miss Wanda did to Kimmy. Remember when Miss Wanda and Kimmy were going at it and they were fighting at Black or whatever? And Kimmy was saying, well, what did I say? And then Miss Wanda was like, oh, you said enough. You said enough. You did the tweets, you did the posts, you did the social media. And then Kimmy was like, what did I say? Show it to me. What did I do? What did I say? And Miss Wanda had nothing. And it was the same exact gaslighting technique where I'm going to cut you down. I'm going to say you did something. I'm going to say you said something, but then I'm not going to actually give you any proof of what you said or did, but I'm going to stand firm that you said or did it. And so it was the same type of gaslighting dynamic. Miss Wanda was trying to gaslight Kimmy, and so was what's her face? Tisha. It was insane. All right. Okay, so let's see what you guys are saying in the chat box. Aww. Hey guys. Hey Operations KB, love the new beat that dropped this morning. Yes. Hey Food D, she sent some love. I love it. Hey Young Rich, hey Sister Candy at Food D. Yes, that's my sister. Hey Operations, aw, sister so adorbs. Yes. Hey Food D at Young Rich, you love it. Cardi B says, thank you, Operations. I'm currently looping a new song. I have to go out and get the visuals. It should be up by tomorrow. That's right, you guys. If you're watching and you like Cardi B's music and style, go give her a follow. Go give her a subscribe. Hey, Food D, Operations showing some love. Young Rich, I refuse to believe she was a teacher. Was the kids teaching her? Wait, who was the teacher? Miss Wanda or Tisha? Must have been Miss Wanda. But it's the same thing. How Candace's mom is a therapist? Make that make sense. Who is going to Candace's mom for any type of guidance, advice, therapy, healing? I don't get it. Hey, Sharon, she was like, I don't think Tisha meant any harm, but when asking for money, that to me should be private, not group text, in my opinion. I agree, Miss Sharon. I don't think Tisha meant any harm by it. But again, I think it goes to her level of immaturity, because I don't even think it was about the money to Tisha. It was about, you didn't respond to my text. Like, that was the issue Tisha had. I don't think she really cared about the sponsorships or the money. Tisha's issues was, I sent a group text and you didn't respond to it. Like, it was that petty. You know what I mean? And it's just like, and it's like what Kimmy said. If you had an issue, why didn't you pick up the phone and call me? Like, why are you trying to blast me in front of everybody? If you had a problem, why didn't you call me or remind me? And that's what I say too. If you send a group text and it meant that much to you and you didn't get the response you wanted, follow up. Yes, yes. Okay, you guys. Hey, Mackenzie. Tisha was a stay-at-home mom for a long time. A lot of unemployed people don't respect working people's times. Also, Kimmy is a nurse and does real estate. She could have been busy. Exactly, Mackenzie. I agree with you 100%. Like, it really wasn't that deep. And Tisha, again, she just likes to have the final word. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, you guys. That's right. 30 watching, only 18 likes. We can do better than this, Candy Canes. Yes, thank you, Cardi B, for coming through. That's right. Hit those likes button. Hey, Young Rich, Kimmy should come at her house because Letitia is always on her ish. She's spoiled, and Kimmy not going to put up with that babying stuff. She don't even baby monster. She got him mowing lawn. She don't F-whip. I agree. Letitia is just way too immature for the situation. Reparations is speaking. Reparations, child, that's when she checked out. You right. Yeah, you could see it in Kimmy's face when she saw when she really understood and saw the dynamic between Marcel and Tisha. I think a light bulb went off. It was like an aha moment for her, where she was like, oh, so Marcel isn't the only problem in this situation. And if you guys remember, we did a live a couple weeks ago, and it was during the Vegas, when they went to Vegas. I remember I said I was actually Team Marcel. And I actually kind of understood his perspective and where he was coming from. Like, I think with the whole renewing of the vow ceremony, I think that Tisha was dead wrong. She cried and played the victim. She tried to publicly embarrass him for him not wanting to do the vow renewal in Vegas. When they had their private husband and wife conversation, he didn't say, I don't want to renew my vows. What he said was, I don't want to renew my vows this way. I want to take it seriously. I want us to be able to write our vows out. I want it to be intimate. I want it to be, a collaborative experience. He did not say, I don't want to renew my vows to you. He said, I don't want to do it this way. And as a wife, as his partner, she should have listened and understood that, and they could have compromised. Tisha could have gotten the vow renewal she wanted, and Marcel could have gotten it in a way that he wanted. They both could have gotten what they wanted in the situation. The problem is that Tisha wanted the vow renewal, not because she wanted to renew her vows, but because she wanted a public display of her quote unquote commitment that they have together, because of the rumors in the blogs about him cheating and about him having a baby and all of the speculation and all of the doubt publicly going on. So I don't think Tisha actually cared about renewing the vows. I think Tisha wanted a public display of, we cool, we okay. These rumors don't affect us. We're good. But behind the scenes, I don't think that's the truth. So I agree. I think that Kimmy had that same moment that I had when we were watching a couple episodes ago with the Vegas episode, where it was just like, whoa. Marcel, yes, he does his dirt. Yes, he low-key is sometimes wild and disrespectful, but whatever. But wait a minute. Tisha isn't this victim in this either. She also has a role to play. And I think that's when Kimmy was just like, okay, I see what's going on here. And with the men vocally talking about their depression, I think changed the stakes for Kimmy. Hey, Young Rich, if Letitia wasn't her sister-in-law cast member, Kimmy wouldn't be messing with her. That's why she doesn't call Letitia. Get the hint, Miss Teacher. Exactly. a hundo. Reparation says, love, you need to be a therapist. Ah, I know. In another life, I would love to be a therapist in another life. Right now, I'll settle for a writer and a storyteller. Hey, reparations. She goes, on the mark. Target. That is right. Hi, sister. She goes, yay, sweet candy. Thank you, sweet sister. I love you. Hey, DGF627. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, sweetheart. Young Rich says, Letitia was a teacher. Oh, what was she teaching? Hopscotch? Let me stop. I'm sorry, Tisha. I'm sorry. I apologize. Reparations. Damn it, I haven't got out of my car. LOL. I was supposed to be walking. Yes, you can catch it on the replay. Hey, Young Rich, I can definitely see her as a substitute, but a full-time teacher? Lao, bless the children. I don't see her as a full-time teacher either. Like, honestly, I see Tisha doing more of what she was saying, like the podcast stuff and the event stuff. Like, I think she would thrive there, but I don't really see her as a teacher. Hey, Cardi B, don't therapists need therapy? Yeah, therapists go to therapy. It makes them better people, and it makes them better therapists too. Mm-hmm. Just like a dentist, if they chip their tooth, they still have to go to a dentist. Hey, reparations. Yep, she read the room. Exactly. Hey, Marcella Booth goes, hey, my beautiful sunshine. She's sending some candy and some chocolates. Hey, how you doing? Hey, Marcella goes, hello, Cardi B and everyone. Hey, Miss Marcella, how you doing? Hey, reparations, right? He don't want cameras around. Yeah. Marcella he wanted an actual moment for the two of them, because I think Tisha understands why, and so does he, because there are cracks in their marriage. They are struggling. They're not in a good place. And so I think that he wanted them to work on getting to a better place and then have that moment to celebrate getting to a better place, rather than what Tisha was doing, which was, let's just show the camera and the world and the blogs that we're cool. Yay! Hey, Connie says, hey, Marcella, how are you? That's right. That's right, Miss Marcella. Hit that like button. That's right, you guys. If you're in here, you're having a good kiki. Even though I'm an avatar today, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and share with a friend, because a kiki is always better with community. Foodie says, hi, Marcella. Reparation says, yep, it sobered them up. It did sober them up, because now they really see the situation of what's going on. Kimberly Thomas is laughing. I love it. My sister says, I love you too. I love you too, sissy. Young Richard's girl, not hopscotch. Like, what? Like, but for real though, like, what is Letitia teaching? She couldn't teach me she couldn't teach me how to tie my shoe. Like, she can't teach me anything. I'm confused. Mackenzie says maybe she was a daycare teacher. I could see that. I could definitely see that. Yeah. Kimberly Thompson says, I would remove my kids if she was a teacher. Not remove the kids, Kimberly. Not remove the kids, not the children. Robert says, okay, Candy Replay, gang. See you at the ladies' lounge. Yes, see you at the ladies' lounge. That's right, you guys. Tonight, we're doing a ladies' lounge after dark. It's not members only, so you can definitely join. Be sure to subscribe to all of us. Subscribe to Candace over at the Candy Shop. Subscribe to Cardi B. And we will be on Cardi B's channel tonight, 6:30 if you're on the West Coast, 9:30 if you're on the East Coast. Love it. Hey, Young Rich, right at Kimberly Thompson. You're not going to have my kids thinking 5 times 5 is 10. No, ma'am. Young Rich, you wildin'. I love it. That is right. And Miss Kimberly Thompson is laughing. Dun, dun, dun. So I think we've been on here for almost 45 minutes. I love you guys. I love my candy canes. I think that was it. I think those were my highlights for this episode. So be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell, because we are going to be going live at 5 o'clock, my candy canes, at 5 o'clock. And we're going to get into RoHop. We're going to talk about the latest episode and what the girls of Potomac are doing. And then after that, tonight, don't forget to join us for the ladies' lounge. And I haven't been doing Beverly Hills because I've just been so, not loving the reunion. the reunion really has been lackluster for me, but I'm going to see the third part on Wednesday. And if it's popping, we'll do one on Thursday. And then let's also do some hot topics this week too. So I love you, Candy Canes. Thank you so much for joining me. On your way out, be sure to like and subscribe and to share with a friend. As always, be well, be kind to yourself, and be kind to others. And I will see you guys at 5 o'clock for Row Hop, and I'll see you tonight at 9:30 Eastern for our Ladies Lounge. I love you guys. Mwah. Mwah. Oh, yay. Sharon F says, great show. See you for Row Hop. That's right, you guys. I will see you at Row Hop. And hopefully I'll be able to show my face if the Wi-Fi is better. But if not, you're going to have Avatar Candy. Dun, 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 dun. All right. I love you guys. See you soon. Mwah.